Customer case studies are especially versatile pieces of content. Here are a number of ways my clients have used them to attract new leads, nurture existing customers, and expose their messages to wider audiences. Everyone puts their customer case studies on their websites. Usually they're tucked away in sections like About Us or Resources. That's fine, but I'm a believer in the idea that if you've gone to the trouble of creating content, you should put at least as much effort into making sure it gets read. Passive approaches won't do that. Go ahead and post links to the case studies on the resources page, but promote them throughout the site. You can use sliders or banners at the top of your homepage, or include buttons or links on other pages of your site. Regardless of the intra-site promotional method you choose, be sure to give visitors a reason why they should click through to the case study. Include text like, ABC company increased conversions by 30% with their first campaign with us. See how they did it, if you're a print service provider. If you sell hardware, you might try something like, our Insert 3000 Deluxe replaced 3 pieces of equipment and lowered total cost of ownership by 20%. Click here for project details. Whether you decide case studies are gated content or not is a personal decision. Gated means the material isn't available to view or download unless the website visitor provides you with their contact information. There's no reason it can't be both, depending on the source of the lead. I generally advise clients to post case studies on their websites so anyone can read them without registering. But you could also set up a landing page with a simple form to collect just visitor email address and name. For traffic driven to your site by your efforts in other media, send them to the landing page. Email the case study immediately after visitors submit their contact information using the email address they supplied. Social media like Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook can be places to attract new leads. Post teasers about your case study in your timeline and link to a landing page on your site. Participate in forums or discussion groups. If it's appropriate, include a link to a case study in your comments. But be careful here. Group administrators will banish any members appearing to use the group for purely marketing purposes. Only link to content directly related to the topic of the discussion. Your own email list is a terrific place to promote content you've developed. You have complete control over the message and the process. Since these people are already on your list, there's no need to collect contact information, unless you're using a strategy called progressive profiling. Just give newsletter readers immediate access to the case study. Press releases encourage media outlets to publish information about your company. When newspapers and printed magazines were the only media, there was a science to writing press releases. Today, blogs or industry-oriented websites aren't so picky. Read a few press releases to see how it's done, and then send your press releases to editors at relevant publications. Don't make press releases too long. All you want readers to do is click through to read your case study. For case studies, this channel is usually not gated. Salespeople in discussion with prospects may want to send case studies as follow-up material if the prospects they are working with have similar challenges as those described in a case study. This is one reason to have at least one recent case study in your library for each of your market segments. Drip campaigns are usually part of a CRM and marketing automation strategy, but they can work as standalone elements as well. If the conditions fit, include links to case studies in these automatically scheduled drip emails. There's no need for registration as the contacts are already in your system. I've had clients print their customer case studies and use them at events and shows. Salespeople carry case studies with them for in-person sales calls. And if your lobby or reception area has document stands, fill some of those slots with the case studies. Finally, use direct mail. You can send full case studies through the mail, but if your aim is lead acquisition, consider sending only a brief excerpt, along with a QR code or a URL to your landing page where you collect registration information before releasing the rest of the piece. Select highlights and statistics from case studies as content for presentation slides. These can be added to salesperson slide decks to display on their laptops or tablets during customer meetings. Or you can upload them to sharing sites, such as Dropbox or SlideShare, and drive traffic to them through social media or email. If you have opportunities to present at meetings or conferences, see if the customer who is the subject of the case study will agree to co-present. These are powerful messages as the information comes directly from the customer. Use services like YouTube or Vimeo to host videos made from PowerPoint slide decks, all based on the written case studies. Videos attract more attention than written content, so having them on your site or linking to videos in your emails or social media posts can attract leads that might otherwise not consume the content. Podcasts are easier to produce than videos since they are audio only. With a willing customer, set up a recorded interview that corresponds to the content in their case study. Be sure to provide the customer with questions in advance and test the telephone connection and recording quality before scheduling the customer interview. Often, getting your case study or a condensed version of it into magazines or newspapers can be done for free. Publications don't have the reporting staff they once maintained, so they are hungry for content that's relevant to their audience's interests. If you do business locally, a small local publication may even be willing to feature a profile of your company in their publication. You may be asked to buy advertising, but not always. Adhering to the publication's editorial guidelines may require you to make minor edits to the case study before you submit for publication. Quotes you include in case studies are basically testimonials. These can be used throughout your website. Following the quote, include text links or buttons inviting visitors to read the whole case study. You may say something like, click here to see why Mr. Jones is so excited about the revolutionary Thingamajig 3.0. Outside your website, customer testimonials add credibility in email messaging, social media, direct mail, and other channels. Here's the deal we're offering anyone who enrolls in the PMC Case Study Mini Course. If you've decided you just don't have time to do the case studies yourself, we'll do it for you at a discount. We'll do the research with your team, prepare the questions, handle scheduling, interview your customers, and write the case study. We'll even run a short social media campaign from our automated system that promotes your new case study to your contacts and followers on LinkedIn or X. So navigate to the link shown here to schedule a call. There's no obligation, of course, but I hope to hear from you soon. Well, there you have it. I hope the examples today have given you some ideas about how to get the maximum benefit from your customer case studies. My clients have done all these things, helping them to deploy a single piece of content for many purposes.